Pale, my son. Look, some good news. Hold on. Pale? Yes, that's right. Boy, SAT has something called, hold on, Pale. Look, talk, SAT is having a special for this independence season, and you need to get connected to enjoy the benefits. It's called Pale. Once you set up and connected with SAT, you can talk to your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, stepmother, stepbrother, stepsister, the whole step. Pale is so sweet with your connection to SAT telecoms, and especially when you get your internet connection, no hidden fees, no hidden charges. You get free SAT to SAT telephone connection. You also get free installation, and you get no charges on your talk time. And you get your telephone for free. Oh, baka pay boy, you know ye. Pale, baka do. So you have at home your TV, SAT TV. You have your internet, SAT internet. And now, phone. Look at pale. All your talk is sweet. Hello. Take advantage of one of SAT's 5 internet packages in our Pale specials. You can get the Breezy, the Warm-Up, the Maverick, the Jetstream, and the Warp Drive. Don't forget the Pale. These packages starting at $28.75. Pale. Yeah, don't forget from SAT. This independence season, don't forget it's happening at SAT. Pale. Festival, c'est manger. Tout le monde, manger. Mais SAT, c'est Pale. Yep, Pale. Yes.
Good evening, I am Nisha Charles.
And I am Desmond Joseph.
And we are your presenters for today. Thank you for joining us for SAT TV News. Among the major developments, new innovations in detecting breast cancer.
Canada to help foster Caribbean economic growth.
And Syria's government to give Eid al-Adha ceasefire decision. Details of these and other stories after the break. Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. People living with HIV and AIDS can live long, healthy lives. This has a lot to do with the antiretroviral medicines, AVRs, which are taken by people living with HIV to fight the virus in their bodies. National HIV/AIDS Coordinator Mrs. Julie Frampton says ARVs work to keep the level of HIV low in the body of an HIV-positive person and help keep the immune system stronger and better able to fight the disease.
After 3 months of treatment, you should be what we call undetectable. That your viral load should be so low, the amount of the virus, that you can only see a little bit of it, you know, when you go to the lab for your test. So the treatment works. People can live long, productive lives. So we want persons who know they are HIV positive to come and access the care and treatment that we offer.
She says that there is extreme hope for people living with the disease and they should not be afraid to talk to a healthcare provider about their sexual activities. The information that is shared between patient and client is confidential.
We know that stigma and discrimination plays a key role in preventing people from coming to get ARVs. But, I mean, people can live long, productive lives on their ARVs, go to work, support their families. So it's a good thing that modern medicine has identified those drugs that can work on the HIV virus.
Recently, the OACI Secretariat received the consignment of the medicine from the government of Brazil, and Dominica will get some of that shipment. Dominica has had relationships with countries that provide these antiretroviral medicines and is very happy to have continued partnerships with them.
We have a South-South cooperation with Brazil, the OECS countries, so we get antiretrovirals from Brazil, as well as we get antiretrovirals from the PANCAP Global Fund, Rung 9, so the funds to buy and the rest that we do not get from Brazil is from the OECS Secretariat, but through the PANCAP Global Fund. So Dominica benefits.
Mrs. Frampton is stressing the importance of knowing your status and urges the public to get tested and when needed, get counseling as well.
the only way to enter care and treatment is to get tested. If you do not know your status, you cannot get treated. So we encourage persons to get tested. You can go to any of your providers to get your pre-test and post-test counseling. The test in the government system is free, it's at no cost to you. So there's no reason why people should not go get their HIV test.
That was National HIV/AIDS Coordinator Mrs. Julie Frampton. Host of Inside Issues since 2008, Mr. Joseph Thomas, says he remembers how the show began like it was yesterday. Mr. Thomas said he was offered an opportunity by the manager of SAT Telecommunications Limited, Mr. Manon Alexander, and he took it.
When it started, though, it didn't start with the name Inside Issues. I was, bobbing and weaving as to what sort of name I should give it. And I sort of thought, well, all right, I'm dealing with issues of the day. And let me just term it Inside Issues. I subsequently found that, there was another such program, not the term Inside Issues, but there was another issues thing that was going on some television, regional, international television station. So I was very fortunate to have been able to coin the term Inside Issues and remain with it, and that is how Inside Issues really is and where it is today.
Mr. Thomas stated that throughout these years he has done a lot in terms of discussions and programs, and they have all been interesting. He says it would be rather difficult for him to pick out which discussion stood out the most. So
one of my priority areas is get up in the morning and listen to news on Kyrie FM, listening to the news on DBS. And if something happens of interest, I say, all right, look, let me call that person and whatever it is. But generally speaking, I try to follow a pattern. At one time, it was strictly health issues on Tuesday, sport issues on Friday. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday I would use for any other topic I chose to. So I have more or less gone along those lines.
One of his icons is Larry King. He said he looked at his shows often and analyzed his style and topics. He added that he has never written any questions for his guests because he doesn't feel like he needs to.
And a guest would not come into the studio, sit with me, and for me to write, all right, question A, question B, question C. I have never done it. I am not able to do it. Probably let me use that term, because if I write a set of questions, after that I have nothing to go by. So I sit with the guests in studio, and what we have is a conversation, and then the questions just flow from there. That is the way I'm able to do it. I have found that niche, I have found it working for me, and I go ahead and get it done that way.
Mr. Thomas says confidence and interest goes a long way. For that reason, he advises anyone that's interested in hosting a talk show to make sure that this is something that they want to do.
So therefore, if one wants to be able to do that or get into that field of endeavor, they first have to ask themselves whether or not, can I do this? Am I able to do it? Do I want to do it? If you want to do this, you have the desire to do it, by all means go ahead and do it. Let nothing stop you from doing it. Let nothing stop you from wanting to do it. Do what you have to do to make yourself feel comfortable on the set. Do what you have to do to make your guests feel comfortable. That is the way it's going to work for you. That's the way it's going to work for you. I come into the studio many a times that I don't have a piece of paper in front of me, or even if I do have, I don't have questions, as I said before. And I sit with my guests. Some of them come in here, they're very nervous, because it's their first time for them on television, and boy, how am I going to look, whatever it is, and so on. And I sit down with them and I relax, I'm the anesthesiologist in the operating theater. It's my duty and responsibility to get you relaxed and to, get you going. So that's what I do.
Students of the Dominica State College have attained remarkable results at the June 2012 City and Guild International Examinations. The top performers received diplomas in electrical installation, motor vehicle systems, technician certificates in telecommunication systems, and technician diplomas in construction theory. These performers are Julie Thomas and Jules Blandon Thomas with distinctions, Kyle Tousse and Gary Francis with 4 credits. Michael Valentine obtained 1 distinction and 1 credit, while Wal Williams and Imran Paul received 1 credit. Kenisha Brown received 2 distinctions and 1 merit, and Jemima Jonke with 3 distinctions and 2 merits. The Faculty of Applied Arts and Technology at the DSC is saying that the results are a testament to the quality of education and training that the students receive. Dean of the faculty, Mr. Raw Leslie, says he is delighted with the results and it is an indication of students' commitment to perform with excellence. He also recognizes the dedicated efforts of technical instructors who contributed to the students' success. City and Guild International is one of the leading vocational education providers globally. They have earned the reputation for working closely with industry leaders, governments, employers, and educational partners to develop relevant qualifications.
And in more local news, Dr. Heather Dyer has informed SAT TV that there are many innovations in breast cancer. The most effective way to detect breast cancer is by mammography, and a clinical breast exam can complement mammography screening. However, medical organizations do not all agree on the recommendation for breast self-exams, which is an option for women starting in their 20s. Dr. Heather Dyer says the breast self-exam is a way that you can check your breast for changes such as lumps or thickenings. It includes looking at and feeling your breast. When breast cancer is detected in its early stages, your chances of surviving the disease are greatly improved.
In the teenage years to 20s, okay? 20s to sort of late 20s, early 30s, you start getting more fibrous breast tissue, still very glandular, that's why the younger breasts are firmer.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you start getting some element of possibly you can start developing cysts in the breast.
Dr. Dyer stated that as people get closer to the age 40, more fiber and breast tissues are developed in the breast. She says most people worry when they realize that there's a lump on the breast. However, she advises those people to see a doctor first. Dr. Dyer added that a lump on the breast is not the only sign to detect breast cancer.
Again, there are some people who are born with their nipples, both of their nipples, what you call inverted, as I said, which they can't, their nipples don't point outward.
It makes it difficult for breastfeeding then.
Yes, difficult for breastfeeding. But these people, I would like to let them know that if you've had your nipples inverted for all of your life, that doesn't mean you have breast cancer, okay? It's a new finding that way as well. If you notice that sometimes they present with a lump under the arm, which might be a lump in the lymph nodes, because as you know, the breast tissue drains to what you call glands or lymph nodes under the arm.
She says some patients hear the word cancer and automatically panic without thinking that there are ways to treat it.
Because when you're looking at the disease, you're also looking at other aspects of the care, not only the treatment, but for example, the detection. For example, post-surgical treatment, because as you know, cancer is not only just removing the cancer. Cancer is also, as I tell patients, treating the cancer you can't see. So the cancer that you can't see may be visible only on imaging. That's before you get a lump. That's the whole point of mammography and screening. And after, if you have a lump or you have a cancer that's removed surgically, then there's cancer that you still can't see on a microscopic level. And that's why the patients are referred over to the oncologist.
Dr. Dyer advises the public to eat regularly and exercise as well as getting tested. In more local news, in dealing with the struggles Dominica is facing in the tourism industry, Parliamentary Representative for the Roseau constituency, Honorable Norris Preble, says that Dominica should emulate Lime's marketing model as the country faces difficult times in the tourism industry.
I pay tribute also to the United Workers' Party government for its foresight in organizing the World Creole Music Festival. I thank Lime, I thank the early pioneers and the UWP for this. For without them, Dominica would not have World Creole Music Festival today and Creole in the Park.
Mr. Preble says Lime was the first headline sponsor of the World Creole Music Festival, WCMF, but when the company was displaced by competitors, it never lost its marketing focus. He said they remained focused as they always realized the true potential of such an important event and the impact it has and continue to have on Dominica.
They came up with one of the most creative additions to World Creole Music Festival, Creole in the Park. On this 10th annual Creole in the Park, being held here in Roseau at the Botanic Gardens, Lime certainly has much to be proud of. without a doubt. In my opinion, the most innovative activity organized in Dominica since the coming of the World Creole Music Festival 16 years ago is Creole in the Park, organized by Lime.
The Rosa Parab says that Creole in the Park is the most innovative activity organized in Dominica since the World Creole Music Festival, especially as it provides a week of activities which can be enjoyed by the entire family. Mr. Priva also said that the event creates economic opportunities for local artists, caterers, and other entrepreneurs.
I draw attention to the Lime response to their loss of the headline sponsorship because it has a lot of relevance to today's situation as Dominica struggles with some very serious challenges in the tourism sector.
Based on his own analysis as far as the World Creole Music Festival, Creole in the Park and the tourism sector is concerned, 4 of the most important customers are the French Antilles, Dominicans overseas, Ross University, and Dominican artists.
I therefore wish to make a humble appeal to our Ministry of Tourism to take a page out of the Lime marketing model and begin to treat these most important customers special. Examples starting with World Creole. Create special real incentives for these special customers. I firmly believe that if we do this well, we can double the attendance and the foreign exchange earnings of World Creole Music Festival and Creole in the Park.
Mr. Priva said in the cruise tourism sector, Dominica has lost its most important customer, Carnival Cruise Line, bringing severe hardship on the vendors, tour and taxi operators. The coming loss of the American Eagle, Dominica's most important air access customer, representing a loss of some 50,000 passengers seats yearly, is another heavy blow to the hoteliers and hotel workers. Mr. Priva says that with tourism on the brink, it's time for Dominica to focus its marketing on its core customers.
In more news, the CIBC First Caribbean's local unsung hero, Mr. Bounty Liverpool, has been named as runner-up in the bank's regional unsung hero competition. Recently, Mr. Liverpool was presented with his trophy and cash award for winning the local leg of the competition at an award ceremony attended by the President of Dominica, His Excellency Eliud Williams. Mr. Williams was so impressed with Mr. Liverpool's work that he pledged his support for the program with a 12 monthly in-kind donation. Speaking at the award ceremony, Ms. Marie Torres Winston Charles, acting country head of CIBC First Caribbean Bank, said that the ceremony can in no way match the spirit and grit with which Mr. Liverpool has approached his service to community and country, selflessly reaching out to complete strangers at times to enrich their lives and inspire them.
I am not too very sure that Dominicans and probably your own viewership has really gotten the message behind that award, in that it is the hand of God playing there. In that Dominica is in such a situation of deviance, both in youth and in adults, that something has got to be done to really ensure that people get back to the path of God. There's somewhere in the Bible which says, seek ye the old path. And to my mind, that award is a clarion call to Dominicans that that is what they should do.
Mr. Liverpool won the local title from a field of 41 among other nominees for his work in rehabilitating drug addicts in a program called Wisdom to Know. Mr. Liverpool says Dominicans need to seek a more unified approach to life, as it is not every day such an award is handed down, especially to a reformed crack addict like himself.
It was again God just assuring your viewership that I am close. Left for me, left for Bounty Liverpool, I would be still in Granby by Zozio House smoking my crack. However, he said that it should not be so. Go out there so and ensure that people get the message that my hand is working. So, it's not a matter of Bounty Liverpool changing, it is a matter of God saying, I, God, I am close.
He feels elated winning the award and gives thanks to God. Mr. Anthony Commodore, Dr. Lucia John, and Sharon Pascal, among others, for being instrumental figures in his reformed life. Mr. Liverpool received a cash award of $6,000 for the local title and will receive $5,000 for his prize as the runner-up. He said what Dominicans need to realize in him earning the award is that the hand of God continues to work in mysterious ways. In thanking the bank, he said that this award will assist Wisdom to Know in its systematic war against deviance and substance abuse. Mr. Liverpool, a former drug addict, said that everyone needs to double their efforts in the fight to relieve the society with this menace. The regional competition was won for the second consecutive year by a candidate from the Dutch territory of Curaçao, Ms. Gerda Giuseppe, for her work as a volunteer and social worker in depressed areas of Curaçao. The other runner-up is Mr. Edward Williams of St. Vincent, a physically handicapped man who had committed his life to the selfless care of others, particularly young children. The three unsung heroes were selected by a judging panel comprising of a number of eminent Caribbean persons, including former Carib Chief Charles Williams. The Unsung Hero program is a flagship program for the CIBC First Caribbean International Bank and is in its 9th year. In court today, Canefield resident Komari Gussie is to pay $600 by the 30th of November or spend 1 month in prison. The defendant was seen as a basketball court on the 22nd of October among other individuals in Roger, where he appeared to be suspicious to a member of the police force. After being searched, the defendant was found with a clear plastic bag containing cannabis in his front pocket. When asked by a member of the police force, "What is this?" the defendant replied, "A little weed that day." He was then arrested. Magistrate Candy George asked Gussie if he had anything to say as to why she should not give him a custodial sentence, and he replied, "For what, Your Honor? I have nothing at all to say." Magistrate Candy George asked if he did not know that the substance was illegal and said, "Yes, for that, because it is illegal." Gussie stated to the court that alcohol causes people to act stupid and this is why he chose to smoke cannabis. Magistrate Candy George gave him a stern warning and asked him to stay away from illegal substances. In more court news, Jesvin Jajak is to pay $1,000 by the 31st of December or 3 months imprisonment. On the 24th of October, Jajak was on his way to Creole in the Park, and after being searched, a black-handled cutlass was found. When the police officer asked him why does he have this, he replied, "To blaze a man, that is why I have it." Magistrate Candy George told him that he intended to look for trouble. She advised him to listen to the news and do not carry offensive weapons. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
We heard from a friend that Thursdays was a good day. It's the last day's a good day, so we got here early. We saved our spot. We're hoping that it'll be good.
Asa Banton I know for sure, so I'm waiting to see Asa.
I think we haven't been here since 2008 when we first moved onto the island, so just looking forward to soaking up some of the music and then seeing if it's any louder than it was then, which I'm sure it will be.
Just the music, hanging out with friends, sitting in the park, enjoying Dominica.
Hi, I'm Marcia from St. Croix, and I'm happy to be in Dominica. And what are you looking forward to? Everything. It's my first time, so I'm open for everything.
My name is Bianca, and I'm here at the Creole in the Park 2012. I'm looking forward to seeing Asa Banton today.